Hello, Granite School District patrons, and thank you for taking a few minutes to review one of this year's population analysis studies. Every year, the Granite School District Population Analysis Committee makes recommendations to the Board of Education regarding potential studies. One of the boundaries approved for the current calendar year is the Bangerter Corridor South study. Before we discuss the specifics of this study, we want to remind you of the study process. Population analysis studies typically last a full calendar year, beginning in January and ending in December. After gathering ideas and data for potential studies, the Population Analysis Committee puts forth recommendations for studies to the Board of Education, who approve the list. Representatives from the Population Analysis Committee begin studying enrollment data and meeting with the school community councils of all potential impacted schools in March and April. An informational open house meeting is held in May to get community feedback regarding initial study ideas and proposals. The committee then uses most of the summer months to continue analyzing data, collecting feedback, and making further recommendations to the board. In September, at least one additional open house meeting is hosted. Then in October, after the final open house meeting, an update on potential solutions is presented to the Board of Education. If warranted, a first reading is presented to the Board of Education in November. The final step in the process is a second reading, or final action, at the December Board of Education meeting. Once approved, implementation of any change begins the following school year. In the case of this study, any change would take place the fall of 2020. The Bangerter Corridor South study includes South Kearns, Fox Hills, Westbrook, Benyon, Arcadia, and Calvin Smith Elementaries. Notice each school's enrollment within their respective boundary. This study has three major considerations. 1. Where feasible, the district seeks to create elementary school boundaries that do not straddle Bangerter Highway. 2. Consider boundary adjustments that create the most ideal school enrollment size for schools in the study area, given the opening of a new building at South Kearns Elementary in the fall of 2020. And 3. Address small school concerns. Bangerter Highway is of course a major north-south artery through the area. Where possible, Granite School District would like to limit the number of times our elementary students and their families are required to negotiate a crossing of Bangerter. This effort will become even more critical when the 6200 South and Bangerter interchange is begun, and the current pedestrian bridge that links the east and west side of Bangerter no longer exists. Next, we consider the rebuild of South Kearns Elementary. Construction for the new South Kearns building will begin this summer and is scheduled to open fall of 2020. The old South Kearns is a small building and has a capacity of approximately 350 students. However, to maximize academic performance and ensure wise and fiscally responsible use of district resources, the new building will have a capacity of at least 650 to 700 students. This new building, with expanded student capacity, suggests that the Population Analysis Committee consider expanding South Kearns' current boundaries. Finally, we consider school size. Can schools be too large or too small? The short answer is yes. Either extreme creates challenges. In this study, however, we are focused on the challenges of small schools. Granite School District considers a school small when there are, on average, less than 3 teachers per grade level. Elementary school best practices consistently recommend a minimum of 3 teachers and preferably 4 to 5 teachers per grade level. The challenges of small schools include, but are not limited to, split grade level classrooms, which can decrease differentiated learning, lack of parental choice in educators, decreased opportunities for teacher collaboration, which are especially critical in best practices of professional learning communities and the Granite Way model, team teaching opportunities being significantly reduced. Per pupil funding at low enrollment schools can decrease opportunities for additional staffing and program supports. The ability to maintain effective school community councils, PTAs, and other parent volunteer efforts simply because there are fewer parents to draw from, and teacher workload concerns. There are fewer teachers and staff to fill the same number of assignments required for all schools, regardless of size. And the concern that small schools are not the most fiscally responsible use of district and therefore taxpayer dollars. Based on current data and community feedback, the Population Analysis Committee is currently developing two options. Option 1 is the boundary changes only option. As the name implies, this option keeps all 6 schools open, but leaves the small school issues unresolved. Option 2 is the Close Westbrook option. This choice satisfies all 3 goals of the study, and with boundary changes for fewer students. We hope this summary has been helpful in understanding the often difficult and complex nature of population analysis studies. As the Population Analysis Committee considers different options to reach the best educational outcomes for the students in this area, we encourage your insights and feedback. You may call the Planning and Boundaries Department directly at 385-646-4123, or you may send us an email at boundaries@graniteschools.org. Thank you again for your interest in this study and for taking the time to become active participants in the process.